My partner cheated on me, but my U.S. legal status depends on her.
Ooh, that's tough. Tight spot.
You're going to have to stay with a cheater to stay in the United States.
Rough.
We'll be living. I met my girlfriend over a year ago while on a J1 visa in the U.S. I met her only 9 days after arriving, so we basically spent my entire 3 months there together. We fell in love pretty fast and had an amazing time. We knew I had to go home at the end of the 3 months, but we had many deep conversations about us and what we wanted. We decided we'd give being in a long-distance relationship a shot. By the way, this comes from Strange Holiday 66, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, I left the States, and about 4 weeks later, she came to visit me in my home country. It was like a movie, showing her the small town I grew up in and all the places I went as a kid. We'd even did a little trip around some other nearby countries. We both had a very convenient work situation where we could be remote, so every 6 months, one of us would go visit another for a month. That's fire. On the past days we were apart, we would FaceTime every single day and never missed a day. Talking to her was so easy. It got to a stage where we realized that going back and forth wasn't suitable, so we looked into moving into the same country together. She happens to be a European citizen through her dad, so it made sense for her to at least try to move to my country for a bit and make work remotely. We had a great time, but we realized pretty quickly that the lifestyle in my country wasn't really suited for us and the life we wanted. And the job market is completely trash. So we decided that because everything about the relationship was perfect, we would get legally married so I could live with her in the States. Eagle noise. It made more sense even for things outside of the relationship. For example, I have a STEM degree that would pay extremely well in the city she's from, and it's very hard for me to get a STEM job in my hometown. She also has a very close relationship with her family, and I'm on good terms with mine, but definitely not as close. Anyways, I'm extremely excited for this new life in the US. I have a lot of friends in her city from living there, and I have the potential to make a serious amount of money. I came to the US and we legally got married. And while I'm waiting for my green card, I was able to get an EAD work permit with which I have secured a dream job in this dream city that is paying me 3x the amount more money than any job I've ever had in my life. I started the job yesterday and he's with this dream girl.
Everything's so perfect. I think we just end the story. We're happy. Everyone's happy.
We just leave it as is.
Everything's okay. OP doesn't seem to know about the cheating yet. I'm really worried.
Or there isn't any.
Or there isn't any cheating. But, you know, I think you just, right now, you keep working in this relationship until you get that green card.
Yeah. And then after 2 years, you're off the hook. Anyways, around the time of the anniversary of us deciding to be exclusive, she started acting weird when I was talking about it and saying a happy day and we should mark the occasion. She didn't respond to my text about it and avoided the conversation when I talked about it in person. She put it down to being so stressed out at work, and to be fair, she does have a stressful job, so I believed her. But I still had a weird feeling in my stomach. So I said it again a few weeks later that we should do something to mark the occasion now that work is less stressful, even if it's late now. She got weird about it again.
No,
so
you're
I then decided to have a little
Don't
snoop.
do it. Don't snoop.
Which I'm not proud of, but I know it's frowned upon by many. But we have talked about it and given each other license to snoop. She snoops on my phone all the time, and I don't care as I have nothing to hide. Anyway, all I did was search the name of the guy. She was seeing before me in her text, and all I saw is what I needed to know.
No.
She was just asking him about, like, travel recommendations.
Yeah.
Because they used to, like, travel a lot.
They
so he's like,
travel
hey,
together.
I'm going to his home country. What should I do to surprise him?
She said, hey, I'm traveling to that.
I understood what you were going for, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The next morning, I was in a terrible mood, and she could see this. So after persistently asking why, I said that I saw something on her phone, and I needed her to explain it to me honestly. Long story short, she had hooked up with this guy about a week after we had become exclusive. They went on a dinner date, went to a nightclub after, and went back to her apartment where I had stayed the night before this happened. in the night after this happened and had spicy sleep.
Girl.
I'm heartbroken and I don't know what to do. We had such a dream relationship and everything is great other than this. I also can't stay in this dream job in this really cool city if we break up. The situation in my home country is kind of bleak, so I'm conflicted for these reasons. She also said that if I decided to leave her, she completely understands, but also doesn't want to wait around pretending to be with me until I get my green card. I know we're in the early days, and I understand long distance is tough, but I think I have a right to be sad if she has spicy sleep with someone else after we agreed to be exclusive. Does anyone have thoughts on what I should do? Update.
Ooh, man. This is tricky. Because, like, normally I'd be like, leave her.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, obviously.
But the green card stuff makes it's tricky. Sam Chan or Sam Chan, you cheated, so now you owe me a citizenship.
Yep.
You cheated, so you got to marry me. It's the rules.
Yeah.
Hannah says, shoot, yeah, is there another way you can get at least, like, a work green card temporarily? Okay, she's over it now. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good because he does have a job.
I would just say, like, I don't want to continue this relationship, but if you could give me a little bit of time to get everything sorted, because I don't want to necessarily leave the country right now.
Yeah.
But I will, like, do whatever I can to get a green card or some sort of visa extension right now. Yeah.
We got an update. I guess more people responded to my post than I expected. And I said I'd give you an update, so here it is. Oh man, so much crap has happened, and I don't know where to begin. I just want to let the dust settle a bit before I posted anything else. But anyway, here I am, and I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Long story short, I didn't want to leave the United States and my job, but I'm also not a complete psychopath, and I can't fake a relationship for 2+ years to get a green card. My guilty conscience would unalive me. So I decided to try and make the marriage genuinely work. Yes, I talked to a lawyer about it. By the way, we had very unproductive arguments about it all initially. I had her sister calling me, telling me I need to just get over it because dating in California is brutal and I should be okay with cheating. I also found out a whole lot more crap about her. This isn't the first time she cheated. She cheated on other mostly significant boyfriends before me with her old boss from work multiple times.
No.
And continued to hook up with the boss until a couple of months before we met.
No.
Some boss.
Whoa. No. Girl, what is this she doing? Why are you getting into relationships? Stop it.
Yeah, and stop leaving this guy on. That's
like
so
serious
crazy.
relationships?
You cheat relationships and then get someone to go to your country.
To fly out to you.
To the United States. You get everything settled and then you're like, I'm not so sure about this
knowing
one.
that knowing that she's already cheated on him.
Knowing that she's already cheated on him and then put him in like, hey, here's everything you've ever wanted. I cheated on you, by the way.
And you have to leave. Bye.
Like, what?
Messed up.
That is so messed up in the head.
Like, how can you live
like do it to someone in the United States. Don't do it to someone else in another country. You know?
If you're gonna do it.
Don't do it, but the priority list is United States.
Don't do it to this guy.
Country. Why is this relevant, you ask? Because around when she told me this, I realized that this was the same work friend who calls her all the time and sends her risky texts and often asks to hang out outside of work or at work at least a couple of times a month, and she always entertains it.
The boss?
Then found out she was still on dating apps for the first 6 months of us being officially boyfriend and girlfriend. I still to this day don't know if anything came from that, but who knows? I don't like it. There was some more smaller things, which I won't get into right now, but you get the idea. Long story short, she eventually admits to being in the wrong here. Sincerely, I think. Apologizes after some therapy, etc. And the dust appears to be settling. She gets it all out. It's calming down.
Wait.
Psych!
Oh, okay, good.
It continues and gets gradually worse. So, a few months later, we're not arguing anymore. All seems fine, except we almost never have spicy sleep. Sometimes I try to initiate, and she just rejects it. Maybe we'd have spicy sleep twice a month. Not ideal, but worse things can happen. Anyway, we go to a couple of parties, but each time we go to one, she gets wasted. This girl usually barely drinks. She's quite small, though, so I'm thinking a little booze could go a long ways on her. Anyways, I start finding these kratom supplies in her car and in her purse, etc. For those who don't know about it, look at some Reddit threads about it. This crap is highly regular user. And ruins people's lives. Oh, so it's like a substance.
Yeah.
And it really affects how you deal with booze. So anyways, I bring it up to her that I found these kratom shots, and I hope it's not a way of self-harming. It erupts into a huge argument. She starts telling me she doesn't like telling me about her problems. It was so much easier with her ex, who she cheated on with her old boss. Says she doesn't want to have spicy sleep because of little things I do think she thinks are unattractive. Some examples of these are, I used Google Maps while bringing us on a date one time.
Wait.
Once.
Wait,
Me,
what?
wow.
Google
Me
Maps.
I mean, honestly, not me, I guess, because I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Is OP
Angie
supposed
uses it
to
all the time.
know psychically where it is?
And again, OP's not even from this area.
OP's not even from this area. And she's like, you
Yeah.
use Google Maps. He's like, I did not.
And
I don't know where to go.
Google, that's crazy that she thinks this because
Or maybe she's just like, you should have been using Apple Maps.
that's what she thinks.
Yeah.
But she should use Google Maps because whenever you travel, Keon, what do you use?
I use Apple
I use
Maps.
Maps.
Use
I use
Google
I use
Maps.
Google Maps
What?
or Apple Maps.
I
No,
use
you use
Apple
Google
Maps.
Maps.
Exclusively, I use Apple Maps.
Google Maps are more
Google
direct.
Maps sucks.
Yeah.
No. Whenever you go
interface
abroad,
is
whenever I was in
ugly.
Bali, you just use Google Maps. I try to use Apple. It put me in wrong spots because they don't update it. They update it a lot in the United States, not while traveling. I asked if she could stop scrolling on Instagram while we were out for dinner. I'm not forceful enough, whatever that means. I don't make as much money as some of the guys she works with. I make over 6 figures, lol.
Dang.
My arms are too skinny to, apparently, her exes were way bigger. I used to be a semi-pro sprinter, and I'm by no means in bad shape. I'm also 6'4". Anyways, this argument was my first time ever actually losing my cool with her. I shouted regrettably and called her crazy. Almost broke up, but I remembered I wanted to keep my job. So again, I worked through it. Fast forward a month or two, she's doing therapy and genuinely making an effort. We're having spicy sleep again. We talk about our problems, but only on Sundays. The rest of the week, we just do nice things when we're not working, and it's fun. Her old boss is blocked, and there doesn't seem to be any issues other than her trying to beat her reliance to those kratom shots. I can see that she's really trying to not let me go. She jumps out of bed every morning to make me breakfast, cooks me dinner every night, makes an effort to do things with me, etc. She got a little more controlling, but I don't mind using the excuse of, I'm your wife now, so that's okay. This is all well and good until my mother calls me and tells me my granddad is sick back home and may have a couple of weeks left. I was very close with my granddad. We spoke on the phone a lot while I was away, and I grew up with him as if he was a second father. He was also in perfect shape the last time I saw him. He was a pro soccer player and never smoked or drank his whole life. Just got him at 88, and he went downhill within a couple of weeks. Dang.
Yeah, really hard.
Also, not bad timing with the grandpa. Grandpa did great, but this is just bad timing for OP.
I know. I'm
'Cause
like,
What's going to happen?
someone's gonna move in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would make kind of visa situation a little bit hard if you leave the country. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
right
that,
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work.
Will she be faithful
Poll,
for
will
2
she
weeks?
Be faithful? Can she be faithful for 2 weeks?
she can
Seems
do it,
like
right?
seems pretty hard.
I don't have a travel permit. If I leave the U.S., I lose this green card application. I talked to my lawyer, yes, but for the first time, I consider giving up everything because it would meant a lot to me to see him before he passed away. I thought, well, at least I could reapply for the green card, but my wife made it very clear that if I went home, she would divorce me. I was lost, confused, sad, and emotional. In the few days where I was hesitant on my decision, my grandpa passed away. I was completely heartbroken. While my wife was there for me, I still resented her for what she said about if I go home. However, I kept quiet about this one. I really don't have the energy to argue anymore. Anyways, fast forward to the last month or two, she's doing well in work. It's also commission-based real estate job. And her company is having an event in Nashville for people aged 20 to 30 all over the world who are working at that company. She tells me that as she and a few of her friends from the office are invited, the company is paying for the hotel. She says I could come, go. Other people are bringing their partners. I also have a couple of close friends in Nashville who have always wanted to visit. I think, yeah, great, why not?
Okay, Opie's coming.
Keep an eye on her. Angie and I were watching The Middle the other day, and there was this rule where one of the kids got in trouble, and the kid didn't have like an Xbox or a phone or anything they could take away, so they did the 5 feet rule.
Yeah.
So the kid had to be within 5 feet of
Rick?
the parent at all times. Axel.
Okay.
He had to be within 5 feet of the parent at all times.
Oh.
So the dad had a ruler on him. He's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's see. That's 5 feet 3 inches. Get it closer. I would do the 5-yard rule with her.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, where you going?
Stay within 5
Where you go?
feet.
Where you going?
Yeah. Anyway, a couple of weeks go by and I hear nothing about us booking flights. I overhear her in different rooms on the phone to her friends talking about going to Nashville, etc. Eventually, I say, hey, we should book flights before it gets super expensive. And lo and behold, she gets weirdly mad and says she doesn't want me to come because it doesn't financially make sense for me to spend $400 on a flight when we rent to pay. It also makes no sense considering how much I make / how much I saved. We have a small argument about it, but I let it go. We don't talk about the trip again until yesterday when she's packing her bags. I was lying on the bed finishing something for work on my laptop. As she packed, she asked why I was being weird. I said I'm trying to concentrate, which I was, and then she gets disproportionately mad and says, do you think I'm gonna do something with someone else in Nashville?
Doy.
She starts saying she can't believe I think that lowly of her, it's disgusting, etc. Meanwhile, I've been silently sitting there. I did not prompt this, but this looks like a red flag to me. I tell her, don't be silly. Of course, I don't think that, even though because of what she said, I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's like, OP's like sitting there and is like, oh.
Okay, wait. Here we go.
Yeah. You think I'm going to cheat on you? You think I'm just going to go and sleep with someone else when I'm in Nashville without you and that's why I didn't want you to come?
I'm just finishing a work thing.
You think that I'm leaving for 2 weeks and making sure I turn off my cell phone because I'm going to cheat on you with my boss in our hotel room? That's what you think?
No, I would never think that.
Of course, you think that I'm going to send you home and make sure you don't get your green card so that I can marry my boss?
It's like an evil villain explaining their plan right before they do it.
That's what you think? That's what you think?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyways, I drop
that's
her
what I
off
think.
at the airport this morning. She goes to Nashville. All is well. She texts me a few times during the day. She's usually very responsive to me on her phone. She's constantly on it to the point to where it can be annoying. She gets mad at me when I don't respond to her fast enough sometimes. So she calls me to tell me that she's going on Broadway, Party Street in Nashville. Great place to go. Had a blast there.
Ooh,
I want you
also,
to take
sorry,
me.
Sophie.
Huh?
I want you to take me.
Dude, let's
Because
go.
you know your way around.
Kind of. Not like super much, but it's pretty fun.
Let's do it. I've never been.
With some people from her company's New York office that she just met, I say, have fun. Usually she's always texting me and updating me to let me know she's safe. But tonight, no. By the way, tonight, after this story's done, you can go to your favorite podcast platform, which those platforms could be,
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio.
and you type these special 11 letters in a row.
OKSTORYTIME.
Spells OK Storytime, and there will be waiting for you. How many stories?
A lot.
A lot. I'm just going to finish it out.
Let's do it.
We already know what's going to happen.
We already know where
I
this
just
train
want
is
OP to
going.
get his green card.
Right off
Yeah.
the cliff.
Yeah.
I know. If OP doesn't get his green card by the end of the story, I'm going to be like,
It's a
what
horror.
was
This
it? What
is
was
a
it?
horror movie. Yeah.
What was the point of this?
Yeah.
I can see her location in nightclubs. I text her to give me a call when she's walking home, so I know she's safe. I don't get a text. I see her walk back to the hotel. I've texted and tried calling multiple times, getting sent to voicemail. It's been about 2 to 3 hours since she got back to the hotel. Still no word from her. We all know what she's doing. So yeah, I'm here typing this in the early hours of the morning, lacking sleep. So forgive me if this post seems a bit of a mess. It absolutely does not. I've just reached a breaking point. How do I deal with this? Is this relationship salvageable?
No,
Dion, could
of
you
course
check real quick if there's an update or
Like-
something?
Obviously, this relationship isn't salvageable. It hasn't been salvageable since you found out that she cheated on you.
Yeah.
But you know what is salvageable? Your green card.
Yeah, dude.
How far away from it are you?
You were so...
You've got to be close.
You gotta be close.
You gotta be close.
I feel like he's a year and a half out.
He's gotta be.
A year and a half. Could you do that for a year and a half? We haven't even been in this house for a year and a half.
It's a lot.
A
That's
year and a
lot.
half.
It's a lot.
We haven't even live streamed for a year and a half.
That's a long time.
Nothing. This is the
But a year and a half
most
would be
recent update.
long.
The most recent update, or the Nashville update, is from like almost like a little bit less than a month ago.
Oh wow.
So,
he's
nothing since then.
Yeah. Sam Chan says if he's only half a year in, I just quit. Yeah. It's like don't do another year and a half, you know.
But that's he should have just quit once he sees grandpa.
I know, he should have done that.
Dang. Oh. Gosh.
He's got to just grit his teeth and just bear down.
Yeah.
Like this is like you're
sadly.
you've made it this far. If it was like the beginning, sure. But if you made it this far,
Yeah.
get your green card, whatever it takes.